and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! All that hollering and cheering and we're jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball, but the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting and stand. Come on and beat the Mets. Beat the Mets. Step right up and beat the Mets. Bring your teams, bring your life. Guaranteed.
Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of our 1983 season using APBA Baseball. APBA Baseball, a truly fun early Cold War period game designed by Dick Seitz or Seitz, and I mean, it's very straightforward, very easy to play, very much abstracted. I derive lots of enjoyment from playing it over the years. I didn't play it as much as I would have liked earlier on when my kids were growing up and so on. But now I have a lot of free time, and now I just sit back and relax and enjoy the fun of the event, the stats, the interaction with the players, the history of the game, and so on. This is Met game, I believe it's 17. May 1st, 1983. It's a game between the Braves and the Mets at Shea Stadium in Flushing, Queens. Phil Niekro is on the mound, veteran knuckleballer. Phil Niekro, he's a YC against Tom Seaver, who's a BY. Those are the ratings that APBA uses. It's a very simplistic pitching system for APBA. It gets the job done. The batting stats are much more realistic in the end than the pitching stats can be, simply because there's few grades to cover such a broad range in the basic game. We're talking about the basic game, not the advanced game. But anyway, it's still a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It plays fast. You get realistic results. And it's going to be Atlanta with Brett Butler, the center fielder. Now, he's a top fielding center fielder. You got Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop, batting second. Batting third is Claudel. Hey, good morning, guys. Philip Reynolds, good morning. Dale Murphy, the left fielder, another top fielding left fielder. He's a 3. Bob Horner, third baseman, batting 5th. Batting 6th is Chris Chambliss, the first baseman. Batting 7th is Glenn Hubbard, the second baseman. Batting 8th is Bruce Eggs Benedict. Batting 8th and batting 9th is Phil, the knuckleballer, Niekro. Benedict has an oversized catching mitt to be able to catch that ball. And for the Mets, it's going to be Mookie Wilson in center field. Huey Brooks at third base. Batting third is Dave Con Kingman, the first baseman. Batting cleanup is George Foster, left fielder. Batting 5th is Danny Heap in right field. Ron Hodges, the catcher. Brian Giles, the second baseman, batting 7th. Ron Gardenhire, shortstop, batting 8th, and Tom, terrific, the franchise Seaver, on the mound for the Mets. He has come back in 1983. Hopefully he'll finish out his career here in New York. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, he left us in 1977, the Midnight Massacre, June 15th. He was traded to the Cincinnati Reds, and it was a terrible event in Mets history. But we are ready to start the game. So when you play APBA, you got to use the cup. You got to use the yellow cup. It's got to have a large red and a small white die. And you got to have this sound to wake up everybody in the house. And it's a 31. And that is going to be a ground ball that squirts through the infield for a base hit. Butler's on with a single. Ramirez is going to bunt, and that's going to be a successful bunt. Playing for 1 run. It's a 3-4 sacrifice. So Butler over to second base. Next is Claudell Washington with a 33. That's going to be the first run of the game. Is going to come home. Claudell Washington drives one in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. RBI double, just like that. Tom Terrific has given up a run. Murphy's next, a 21, and that's a K. So 2 out, and it's Bob Horner. 54, fly ball to right, and that retires aside. So we're going to input. We use the Stratomatic system to keep our stats for us in our replay. I wouldn't be able to do these replays otherwise. It just would not be realistic for me. It would take too long, and it would not be fun if I had to spend most of my time keeping stats. It would not be fun for me. So I pick up for $25. I pick up the seasons using Stratomatic, and also Replay Baseball, the sim engines, and I use those to keep track, to keep all my stats. Dale Murphy strikes out. And then the fly ball to right to end the inning by Bob Horner. Lifts one to right. Right there is Heap. Squeezes it for the out. And here come the Mets. Wilson. Huey Brooks is on deck. And then it's Dave Con Kingman. That's a 26. And the pitch from Negro is chopped back to Negro for a ground ball, comebacker. So 1 up and 1 down here in the first inning for the Mets. Next is Huey Brooks, Los Angeles, California, 61. It's a fly ball to right. Claudell Washington comes over, makes the catch. And 2 outs now. It's Dave Con Kingman. And he lifts one, skies one, high in left field. Murphy takes a few steps back, makes the catch, and that retires aside. Just like that, easy out for Phil Negro. Retires the Mets 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Chris Chambliss. And that looks like it's going to be some sort of an error. 61 becomes an 18, and that's chopped to the shortstop. Gardner, he waits back now, charges, bobbles the ball, throws the first. Not in time. E6 on the board. So Gardner allows Chambliss to reach first on an error. When I stream, I must have that background noise, that crowd sound. It really brings it to life for me. Hubbard, Glenn Hubbard with a 45, and that's going to be ball 4. So Seaver, again in the jam with 2 runners on. Bruce Benedict. Bruce Eggs Benedict. Runners on first and second. Top of the second inning. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch to Benedict, a 54. Be a fly ball to right. And we'll check and see if there's any advance on this with first and second. Fly ball to right. Heap doesn't have much of an arm, and F to second. So Chambliss is not an F, so he's going to hold. So it is a fly ball to Danny Heap, and he's going to get the ball in quickly to keep Chambliss at second base. This brings up Philip Negro. We're going to bunt with Negro. A 41-24. I believe it's a 1-6 with first and second sacrifice. And F batter, it's going to be a 1-6-3 double play. So it's bunted back to Seaver, who quickly goes to Gardner, and the relay to first in time to get Negro, who is slow. So it's a 1-6-3 double play. And Tom Terrific is out of the inning, just like that. So let's get that in there. Ground out. And it's going to be a out and another out. And he goes to third. 1, 6, 3. Now I've tried, playing the game quicker on paper and then inputting it afterwards. But I kind of avoid that. It just once I know what the results are of the game, it kind of becomes tedious. So I'd rather just take an extra second. And that's going to be a grounder to shortstop. Ramirez fires the first and in time to get Foster. So Foster chops one down into the ground, and Ramirez throws him out. 1 up, 1 down. Danny Heap. And that's ball 4, so Negro loses him. Heap is on at first. That's the first base runner for the Mets today. And Danny Heap is fast. Ron Hodges with a 35. That's going to be a wild pitch. Knuckleball that gets away from Benedict. And that is going to send Danny Heap to second base. Ron Hodges at the plate. And a 34 is going to be lifted to center. And that's going to be Brett Butler coming over. Settles under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Brian Giles. Now, Brian Giles is an interesting story in that he really had one full season with the Mets, batted .245, stole 17 bases. He is rated as an above-average second baseman, but he vanished from the team. He never really stuck around to have a future with the Mets or with any team, which was kind of unusual, because I feel he held his own in that first season as a rookie. Brian Giles with Heap at second base with only 1 out. It's 1-0. The Braves here in the bottom of the second. That's a 34, which I believe is going to be a strikeout, and it is. 2 away. Negro gets Giles to swing and a miss at a knuckleball. Now it's Gardner. Gardner had a horrible season in '83. Batted .053. Oh, that's it. That's third out. Okay. So there was no runs and no hits, a walk and a wild pitch. We go to the top of the third. Butler, snake eyes, 34. That's going to be line base hit. Played on a hop by Mookie Wilson. So Butler's on at first, and he's always a threat to steal. Seaver throws over once. Throws over again. All right. Sets and deals to Ramirez. Throw is fastball high. There goes Butler. Throw down from the catcher. Hodges not in time, and Butler steals second. Sneaks in under the tag. Throw was a little bit offline. So Butler singles and steals second. And here's the pitch to Ramirez, and he lifts one to shallow center field. Wilson races in. Gardner and Giles going back, and Wilson makes the catch. Fly ball to center. 1 out. And it's Claudell Washington. And he lines one to left, goes the opposite field, lines one to left. Cut off by Foster. Around to score is Butler. RBI single. Yep, just like, let me see. Butler scores easily. So RBI, that's the second RBI for Claudell Washington. He drove in the first run in the first inning. And there goes Claudell. And a throw down and not in time. So single stolen base, scores a run for the Braves. Murphy is up. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Murphy. Say 31 and the 9 is going to be a. Let's see what that is against the B pitcher. Single over second, runner scores. 3. Dale Murphy. Singles home, Claudel, Washington. 3-0 Braves. Seaver's record is 0-3. Bob Horner. 35, and that's going to be a little ground ball that sneaks through the infield. Stopping at second is Murphy. So that's 4 hits in this inning off of Tom Seaver. Chris Chambliss. George Bamberger is going to go out and talk to Seaver. Chris Chambliss with runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. And that's a 28 on first and second. It's going to be a little ground ball to Gardner, who flips to Giles. And that's only one play. 6-4, fielder's choice. So first and third now and 2 outs. Wow, I really wish that Stratomatic would update their PC, their sim engine, their PC game. You have to click 6 or 7 times for a fielder's choice. What seems like 6 or 7 times, it may just be 4 or 5, but it seems like a whole lot of clicking. Much easier ways of doing this. Hubbard. Here's a pitch to Hubbard. And a 61 is going to be a fly ball lifted to right, heat towards the line near the stands, and makes the catch. So that's the 3rd out, but the Braves pick up a couple of runs, and they lead at 3 now. 3-0. Gardner is going to lead it off. 25, that's a strikeout. That was 2 runs on 4 hits for the Braves. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Tom Terrific. 35 is a K. Back-to-back Ks for Necro. His knuckleball, Necro's knuckleball is lively tonight. 2 up, 2 down, and Mookie Wilson with a 21, and that's a fly ball to left, and that's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits. Just like that, 1, 2, 3, quick inning. And you can easily have a 6 or 7 second inning in APBA Basic. That's how quickly it's played. You memorize some of the numbers, and you play it very, very quickly. A lot of guys like this because they can get through a game in 15 minutes. It's a very simple system. And it's Eggs Benedict against Seaver. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be extra bases. Lines 1. Pulls it down the line into the left field corner, and after it is George Foster. Throws it to second base, so it's a leadoff double by Benedict, and Necro's going to bunt a 15, and that's going to be a successful bunt, I believe. With a runner on second, that's going to be a fielder's choice. Safe on a fielder's choice. So it's a sack, but it's a fielder's choice, and a runner on first and third now. Again, for the 4th inning in a row, Seaver finds himself in a bind. First and third, infield's in for the Mets, and here's Butler. It's going to be a 16-28 with the infield in. And first and third. And that's going to be a single to left. Runner scores other to second. So no matter what we do, and Brett Butler is 3 for 3 on the day. So first and second, Ramirez. Frustrating. I mean, this is start after start. You look for Seaver to kind of have a decent outing, and it's just he's getting crunched all the time. So it was a fielder's choice and a sacrifice fielder's choice, and I think I saw that here as a sack and fielder's choice. So they had that. Goes to first, goes to third, and there's no outs on this sacrifice fielder's choice because he was safe on a fielder's choice. So let's see. Yeah, safe on a fielder's choice. Okay. So then it was Brett Butler came up and Tomahawk one into right field for a base hit. And runners on first and second now with Ramirez up. Ramirez is going to bunt, and it's a 35-9. That's again, it would be a hit hadn't I bunted. But it's a 9, and it's going to be a sacrifice. Both runners move up. 5-4. So he moves up, and he moves up. So one out, there's second and third now. And we're looking for the sack bunt. There it is. And it's going to be a 5-4. Bunted towards the third baseman. Brooks charges, throws to first. Only had one play. Claudell Washington. That brings up Claudell Washington. Claudell bats from the left side. We're going to pitch to Claudell with the infield in. Here's the pitch. And a 26 is a strikeout, about time. So Seaver reaches back for a little something extra and brings it. Strikes out Claudell, but now you got to face Dale Murphy, who had a heck of a year. And then Bob Horner. Here's a pitch to Murphy with second and third. And a 13 is ball 4. That loads the bases for Joe Horner, or Jim Horner. Bob Horner, sorry. Bobby Horner comes up with the bases loaded in the top of the fourth. It's 4-0. So this may be it for Seaver. See what happens. And a 51, and we are lucky because that is an 8, and an 8 with the bases loaded against the B pitcher is going to be a strikeout, and that retires the side. So Seaver strikes out Horner with the bases loaded, and after 4 shaky innings by Tom Terrific, the Mets find themselves down by a score of 4-0. Now that inning could have been much, much worse. The Braves left the bases loaded. All right, it's going to be Huey Brooks against Phil Niekro. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball. Chopped to Horner at third. Fires to first, and in time to get Brooks. 5-3. Bob Horner to Chris Chambliss. Chris Chambliss, of course, an ex-Yankee, had that big home run against the Kansas City Royals. Dave Kingman, 64, that's a strikeout. And now it's George Foster with a 45. That's ball 4. Foster trots down to first with a 2-out walk. And Danny Heap lifts one to left. Fly ball, and that retires the side. So Kingman struck out in that inning. And then, of course, Foster walked, and then was that fly to left. And this is going to take us to the top of the 5th. Chris Chambliss leading it off against Tom Terrific, 31. That's a base hit. Seaver's due up next inning, so hopefully we can get him through this inning, and then we'll pull him He's already had a tough time with it. Hubbard next, 24. It's a strikeout. So Seaver again, his 4th strikeout so far. Bruce Benedict with a 14, and it's a fly ball. To left, right there is Foster. And it's Phil Niekro. There's a pitch from Seaver. Oh, snake eyes. That's line, base hit. And Chan was going to stop at second base. That's going to bring up Brett Butler, who's 3 for 3 on the day. Trying to get through this inning. So the Seaver comes up to bat next inning, and that way we can pinch hit for him already because he's already faced 27 batters. 36, and that is a 33 with first and second. That's an infield fly. Shortstop, Gardner calls for it, and that retires the side. So that's the first time that Seaver has retired Brett Butler in this game. All right, no runs, no hits, no runs, 2 hits. And now it's going to be Hodges, Giles, and Gardner against Phil the Nuxie Niekro. So 22, and that is a sharp ground ball up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Hodges is on with a single. That's the first hit of the day for the Mets. Next is Giles, 66. And a 41 is going to be a single. And going to third is going to be Hodges, something I don't normally do. In that case, I allowed him to do that. Gardner with runners on first and third now, so the Mets got something going right off the bat here. The first 2 batters single off of the veteran knuckleballer Philip Niekro. Gardner is up. It's the bottom of the 5th. And it's a 46. 29 with first and third. 29 with first and third is going to be a comebacker. Niekro is going to have 1 play, and that's going to be to first base. So holding at third is Hodges. So we're going to have second and third now for a pinch hitter. So Seaver's going to get pulled. That's it for Seaver. Seaver goes 5 today. And hit-wise, Seaver had a tough time of it. Gave up at least 10 hits from memory. I see 2 there, 4 there. So that's already 6 after 3. And that was a leadoff double, and then another single there. That's 8, 10, exactly 10 hits. Wow. But he struck out 4. And he walked. He walked at least 2. So we're going to get that in quickly. So 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And he faced 28 batters. Wow, what a struggle that was. Holy smokes. All right, so we're going to get a pinch hitter here with runners on second and third. The Mets are down 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Take a quick peek at who the Mets have as a potential. The Mets are at home, so let's see. Against a righty, we're going to bring in Rusty Staub. This is a good opportunity for Rusty to come in. Love Le Grand Orange. So Staub's going to come in here to pinch hit. And then pitching wise, Swan, Diaz, Olmberry, Allen, Sisk, Carrasco, and Lynch. So I guess we're going to have to bring in Sisk to pitch, and we'll set him up. All right, so here goes. Rusty Staub, second and third. Seaver's out. That's a 33, and that's going to be driven over the center fielder's head. A 56 is going to go for a double. That's going to be 2 runs. 2-run double for Rusty Staub. Cruises into second base. So big hit, and that gets the Mets back into the ballgame. Huge pinch hit for Rusty Staub. 2-run double. He drives that knuckleball over the Brett Butler's head, and that rolls to the wall. So it's 4-2, and it's Mookie Wilson. We got a pinch runner for Rusty Staub. Pinch runner for Rusty Staub is looks like it's gonna be Wally Backman. So Backman's in there running for Staub, and here's the. Oh wait, no, I did that. That's wrong. All right, so let's go back to second. Gardner has a ground ball. It's 1-3. All right, so we have the pinch hitter come in, Staub. Got to redo the play because I made a mistake, and then it was a double by Staub. Big double by Rusty to drive in 2. And now we're going to get a pinch runner. It's going to be Wally Backman to pinch run for Staub. And Mookie Wilson's up against Phil Niekro. All right, here's the pitch. It's a 62, and that's grounded to second. Up with it is Hubbard. Tosses it to the first baseman, Chambliss. That moves Backman to third base. 4-3 if you're scoring at home. They always say that on the broadcast. They always say if you're scoring this, that, if you're scoring at home. I don't know how many people score at home. That's the question. I know some do, but anyway, Huey Brooks, 2 out, 1 on, 4-2, Braves, bottom of the 5th, and that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Over is Murphy, squeezes it for the out, and that retires the side. So Brooks flies out. Mets are going to need a new pitcher. It's going to be Sis coming in. And Ramirez is leading off against Doug Sisk. Here's the pitch. 33. That's a base hit, just like that. Leadoff single for Ramirez, who's got a couple of sacrifices, a fly ball, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. Claudell Washington's next. And slider gets Washington. Forkball, I think, is what Sisk throws. Strikeout. Dale Murphy, that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Foster and Wilson to the track, and that's out of here. So Dale Murphy greets Doug Sisk with a long drive into the left center field seats. And it makes it a 6-2 ball game now. 2-run home run by the Braves left fielder, Dale Murphy. So Mets are really just struggling right now in these few games that I've played with them, just struggling tremendously. And now it's Murphy slams one, drives one deep to left center field. A 6-2 lead, and it's Bob Horner. And that's a deep drive to center field. Back goes Wilson and makes the catch. Fly ball for out number 2. Next is Chris Chambliss. And that's going to be chopped to short. Gardner charges it, fires, and retires the side. But not before the Braves pick up 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Dale Murphy. Braves lead it 6-2. All right, it's going to be Dave Con Kingman leading off the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Kingman, 32, and that's chopped to second. Hubbard throws him out. 1 up and 1 down, just like that. Knuckleball is really bouncing around. It's giving Benedict a tough time, even with that oversized glove. George Foster, who's 0 for 1 today, and he strikes out, goes chasing. That's 2 outs, and it's Danny Heat. And Danny Heat lifts one in the gap. Washington on the run and runs it down for a fly ball to retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 6th for Phil Niekro. Over the top of the 7th. Siska's still in there. He's going to go 1 more inning, and I'll pull him for somebody else. Chambliss is going to leave it. Oh, no, Hubbard. And that's a fly ball, left field. Foster under it for out number 1. 6-2, Braves. Again, one of those games that's a little bit lifeless. Bruce Benedict is up next. Let's try to tidy this up a little bit. And that's a 56. It's going to be popped up to the infield. Shortstop, Gardner calling for it. He makes the catch. Next game we play is going to be Mike Torres' start. Phil Niekro's up with a 4-3, and that's a ground ball to the third baseman. Brooks up with it, throws to first, and that is 3 up, 3 down for Sisk. 5-3 there. All right. And it's the 7th inning stretch. Ron Hodges leading it off. Hodges is 1 for 2 today. Here's the pitch from Niekro. 23, and that's a comebacker. Niekro fires the first for the out. 1-3. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. 6-2, Braves. 1 out, and it's Brian Giles on a 23. And again, another comebacker. Niekro feels his position, throws out Giles. 2 out. Gardner, not pinch hitting for him. And that's a bouncer to third. Charging is Horner. Throw to first, and in time. 3 up, 3 down. Go to top of the 8th. We're going to get a new pitcher. Looks like it's going to be Jesse Orozco. Brett Butler's leading it off, and he's got 3 hits today. So we're going to bring out Jesse Orozco. And I put the cards in, these are the classic retro cards, which I really love. And I protect them using the the baseball, I'll show you what I use just so in case I like to show what I do. This is what I buy here. They're called Ultra Pro card sleeves. And I kind of protect, especially the players that who are the starters or the relievers that I'm grabbing all the time. So it's going to be Orozco coming in. And he's an AC and an XZ. So we may get a couple of strikeouts out of him. We'll see what happens. Sisk had 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and a strikeout. He faced 8 batters. There was a wild pitch in this game. It was by Negro. All right, so Orozco is going to probably pitch the 8th and the 9th. We'll see what happens. Fred Butler, here's the pitch, and that is lined. Wilson right there, chest high, makes the grab. Fly ball out. So just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. Next is Ramirez, 32, and that's shot to second. Giles throws out Ramirez by half a step. 4-3. And with 2 outs in the top of the 8th, it's Claudell Washington. 6-2, the Braves. And he lifts one deep right field. Heap on the run in the gap and runs it down with 1 foot on the warning track. Danny Heap got a good jump on that ball. And that's 3 up, 3 down for Jesse Orozco. Mets have a really strong bullpen. They have 3 A relievers, and that in APBA means that they're top quality. All right, so we're looking at darn it! Oh man, I hate when I do that. I bring in the card, but I don't pop the guy into the sim engine. I kind of get distracted, and then I realize that. So Sisk is going to come in, and we're going to probably pull a double switch because I just noticed that the pitcher was coming in to bat next. So I'm going to bring in Orozco, but I'm going to put him in Gardner's spot. And then Tucker Ashford is going to come in to hit. So, and he gets to play shortstop as well. Ashford can play shortstop. All right, so Tucker Ashford is in there at short now. He replaces Gardner, who really sucks. He'll be gone very, very soon. Ashford cannot play short. I did put him at short. He's given a terrible. He cannot play short. I think Giles can play short. So let me go back. I believe Giles can play short. And he can. Okay, so we can put Giles as short. Let me go back here. Wait a second. All right, so we're going to redo this. Gardner. Gardner. Hold on a second. Gardner made the out. Okay, so Gardner makes the out. And then we're going to make all our changes. So it's going to be Orozco who goes into the 8th spot. Giles is going to become the shortstop. Tucker Ashford is going to become the second baseman. And I believe we got it all. Orozco's our new pitcher, left-handed closer. And now we got it. We got it now. Ashford is second base. He'll be leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. And Orozco's in there. And then we had the 3 outs, 3 quick outs. So it was a fly ball and a ground ball. then it was another fly ball to Danny Heat in left field. The Mets sent Mike Scott to the Astros for Danny Heat. And then Claudell Washington flies one to right to end the inning. So that was the end of the top of the 8th inning. And we go to Tucker Ashford leading it off. All right, here goes. Here's a pitch to Ashford. That's a 41, and that is chopped to short. Ramirez better hurry, throw to first, and in time. 6-3 to get Tucker Ashford. Next game we play is going to be Mike Torres. Mike Torres is going up against Nolan Ryan. And it's going to be the Astros. Mets versus the Astros. So that's going to be fun. So 1 out, and it's Mookie Wilson, the pitch from Negro. And Wilson skies one to left. And that's going to be Murphy under it, and that's out number 2. UB Brooks is next. UB Brooks on the day is flied out twice and grounded out. And it's a 4-1, which is a ground ball shortstop. Ramirez up with it, fires to first. Nice stretch by Chambliss. And that's 3 up, 3 down. We go to top of the 9th. It's going to be Murphy leading it off against Orozco. Here's the pitch. 53 is going to be a potential error. 32 says a 16. And a 16 is going to be a little flare that Wilson is not going to get to, and it drops in front of Mookie Wilson for a leadoff single. And that's going to be Murphy's 3rd hit of the day. So he's having a fine day. He's 3 for 4 today with a 2-run home run as well. He's got 3 RBIs. So Horner comes up. Pitch to Horner. 53 again. Oh, Jesus. 62. Mets can't cut a break here. And 20. It's going to be a 62. And that's 18. And this is going to be a first on error, runner to third. So this will be a grounder to short. And it's dropped by the shortstop Giles. So it's E6. Hustling over to third is Murphy. And that is the second error by the Mets. So Murphy's going to hustle to third on that, rolled away from the shortstop, and that allowed Murphy to take advantage and get to third base. 6-2 ball game. Infield's in for the Mets. Chris Chambliss. Ooh, 25 with the infield in. First and third infield in. This may be just what the doctor ordered, but no. It's going to be a 6-2, so it's a hard-hit grounder to the shortstop. He's going to go home, and the tag, and he is out 6-2 at home. It's a fielder's choice. 1 out now. Runners on first and second. So it's going to be a ground out. Runner is safe at first. Goes to second. Runner is out at home. And it's going to be a 6-2. All right, Glenn Hubbard coming up against Orozco. First and second. Here's the pitch. And that's a 27. That should be a strikeout. Big K for Orozco. 2 out. Top of the 9th, 6-2, Braves. And it's Bruce Benedict. Benedict is 1 for 4. He's got a double. And that pops one up right side, racing in his heat. makes the catch, and that retires the side. So last licks for the Mets. Bottom of the ninth, Dave Kingman. Kingman, Foster. Negro's still in there. Kingman, Foster, and Danny Heap. And the 42 is a strikeout. So Knuckleball gets Kingman. Foster's up next, and he lifts one to left, out number 2. So the Mets are down to their last out here in the ninth. And it's Danny Heap. Here's the pitch. Negro. Oh, and that's going to be potentially extra bases, and that's off the wall. Drives one deep to right center field, off the wall. Butler plays it, and into second base with a 2-out double is Danny Heap. 1 for 3 on the day now for Danny Heap. Six to 2, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Ron Hodges. Pitch to Hodges, 33. That's lined, base hit. Heap is going to come home to score. RBI single for Hodges. 6-3, runner on first, 2 outs. Let's redo that. So Hodges picks up an RBI here. And Hodges today is 2 for 4 with an RBI single. Giles is up. Hodges on first, playing it safe. That's a strikeout, and that's the ball game. Knuckleball gets Giles swinging wildly, tagged out by the catcher. And that is the ball game, my friends. I give you a line score. The Braves, 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. The Mets, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Negro gets the win. He improves his record to 3-0. He's got a 4.33 ERA. Tom Seaver, his 4th loss, 0-4. His ERA goes up to 3.34, gives up 4 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. Walked 2, struck out 4. Tom, terrific. And what can I say? That's going to be it. So it was 6, 3, 13, 5. Mets really struggled to get hits. Pretty soon the Mets are going to get Keith Hernandez and Darryl Strawberry in their lineup, so that should help. And that's about it. This is CP Cards and Dice. Hey, Al, Red Sox fan, let's go Mets. The Mets lose it by a score of 6-3. The Braves had 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Phil Niekro improves his record to 3-0, goes the complete game. And Mets 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. 2 errors, one each by the different shortstops who played. Gardner had the first error, and then the second error was Giles when he was moved over there. And that was it. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks for checking us out, and we will come back with Mike Torres's start in a little while against the Houston Astros. So we have to put away the Braves. We'll be putting away the Braves, playing my old favorite, my first girlfriend, APBA baseball, my first tabletop game. Love to go back in time and play APBA baseball. CP Cards and Dice saying so long. Thanks for stopping by, guys.